This is lesson 3, variables. Variables are how programs remember information. Without variables, programs would forget everything after one line. Let's have a look at the do it now. Do it now, true or false? Make sure you pause the video and give yourselves a chance to answer true or false for these questions. Number 1, Python runs code from top to bottom. Number 2, the order of lines does not matter. Number 3, a program can stop if a line is in the wrong place. Number 4, print runs before variables are created. And number 5, sequencing errors are common. Pause the video, get some answers together, and we'll go through them shortly. Okay, answers. Number 1 is true. Number 2 is false. Number 3 is true. Number 4 is false. And number 5 is true. This matters because variables must exist before they are used. Let's take a look at the objective. Objectives today are to understand what a variable is, to store and update values in a program, and predict how values change as code runs. So what is a variable? A variable is a name that refers to a value. The name stays the same, but the value can change. Think of it like a labelled box. The label doesn't change, but what's inside it can. Let's have a look at some examples. Example 1. Open Create with Code and type this out. Line number 1 is score equals 0. 2 is print score in brackets. Line number 4 is score equals 10. And line number 5 is print score. Pause the video. Type this out on Create with Code and run the code. The variable name stays as score. The value should change from 0 to 10 as Python runs the code. Let's have a look at example number 2. Type this into Create with Code and predict what will happen. Line number 1 is player equals Sam. Print player. And then line number 4 is player equals Alex and print player. And again, Python only remembers the most recent value. Old values are overwritten. So Sam is overwritten with Alex, and Alex should be printed as the final player value. Let's have a look at example number 3. First of all, predict what's going to happen when this is entered, and then run it on Create with Code. Line number 1, points equals 5. You take points and add 3 to it, and then you take points again and add 2 to it, and points is outputted. Python works out the right-hand side first, then stores the new value back into the variable points. The output should be 10, because 5 add 3 add 2 is 10. Let's take a look at the main program. This is a shopping basket program where we've got items and the price of the items, and we calculate the total cost, which equals the items multiplied by the price. We print out the total cost variable at the end. Let's code. Let's have a look at the shopping basket program. Items equals 3. Price equals 4. Total underscore cost equals items multiplied by price. And then finally we print out and concatenate by joining the strings where we find out the total cost and output the total underscore cost variable. Just a very quick one. All variables, if there's two separate words, must have a character in the middle, and that's why I put an underscore in the middle to join those two words together as one word, because Python has rules that are just like that. Okay, let's run the program. So my total cost is 12, where I've taken 3 multiplied by 4, stored it in total cost, and then outputted the total cost. Why don't we have a look at changing some of the values in the program and predict what's going to happen. Okay, so if I take the number of items and I change the number of items to 7, we've got 7 items, and the price, this time, the price is going to change from an integer to a floating point value, which is called a float. So I'm going to change each one to £3.50, and we'll see what's outputted this time. Let's predict it first before I click on the little play button down here. Okay, let's click on play. Okay, so my total cost now is £24.50, and you noticed how it's outputted a floating point data type rather than a whole number integer. Let's change this again. So £3.50, we'll change it to £3.45, and what we'll do is we'll change the output to the total cost is, and we'll put a pound sign in there instead of putting the colon. It's just going to make it a little bit more realistic. And what I'm going to do as well, I'm just going to add on a print statement at the top. Welcome to Tesco. Let's click play, see what's going to happen. Okay, so it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. Welcome to Tesco. The total cost is £24.15. This is the type of system they have in store. So we're looking at more realistic programs now. What happens if I take this line of code, cut it out and paste it down here? Let's predict what's going to happen. I get a name error, price is not defined on line number 5. Line 5 is this one where it's trying to look for price, but price doesn't exist until line 6. If I cut this back out again, we can see that this runs like it did before, where it's £24.15. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's have a look at this exam style question. What we're looking to ask is, what value is stored in lives when this program runs? I'll give you a chance to predict. Okay, so the final value that's stored in lives is 2. Because Python subtracts 1 from the current value and stores the result back in variable. The variable is live, so it takes 1 of 3, which equals 2. This is designed to replicate a real-world game scenario where a player loses a life. Let's have a look at the main program and check your understanding. There's some questions. Which variable stores quantity? Question 2. Which variable stores price? Question 3. Which line performs the calculation? Question 4. What data type is total cost? And question 5. What happens if values change? Press pause on the video, get your answers together, and we'll look at them shortly. Okay, answers. Which variable stores quantity is items. Which variable stores price is price. Which line performs a calculation? It's line number 4. What data type is total cost? In this case, it's an integer, but depending on the price of the value or the number of items, more likely the price, the data type could change to a floating point or a float data type. And then what happens if values change? Well, like we saw in the program, the total cost changes. In the next lesson, we'll look at input and output, how programs communicate with users. Make sure you understand variables and they make sense before moving on. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!